My name is Sarah Hawley. I'm an associate professor at the University of Michigan in the Division of General Medicine, and I'm also a research investigator at the VA Center for Health Services Research and Delivery. So I would say I was always a pretty studious student. I actually was one of those really weird kids that liked studying. When I was in high school, I really enjoyed my harder science classes, my chemistry and my physics classes. However, when I got to the University of Michigan and started taking those classes at the college level, I realized I really was actually more interested in the broader health issue and not so much in the actual lab work that was involved in those. And so I was able to combine those through a public health degree. So I continued on for graduate school to get a master's in public health. During that degree, I realized I actually wanted to develop the projects and lead the projects. So I continued on for a PhD in health policy and health services research, and that's sort of how I ended up where I am today. The kind of research that I do is science, but it's not the typical kind of science where we're in a lab doing experiments and running cell lines and things like that. We're studying science from more of a social point of view. The research that I do is to try to understand and improve the quality of cancer care for populations across the continuum of care. And then when people survive cancer and go back to their regular health care, how do we make sure that those services are delivered in a accessible way and that, again, the people get the care that they need. We do a lot of that through surveying patients with cancer, patients who are considering getting screening for cancer, and then cancer survivors. I have done a lot of work with our Center for Health Communications Research here at the University of Michigan to develop web-based interventions that help primarily cancer patients sift through their treatment decisions and understand their choices, understand how to talk to their doctors, and then to take that information into those consultations and choose the treatments that are the best fit for them.
Excellent. And in the packet that you got?
So I'm part of a multidisciplinary group of investigators called the Cancer Surveillance and Outcomes Research Team, or CANSORT. And together we generate our research ideas. We meet weekly and we talk about ongoing research or planned research. Well, those conversations, actually I agree, those conversations will often present a research idea, either that's just in the very early stages, something as simple as, hey, what do you think about this research question? And we'll talk about it for an hour. And by the end of that meeting, we'll come up with either some specific study objectives that can be researched, or we'll decide we really need to do a little bit more thinking about that and come back to it a little bit further down the road. I would say one of the biggest highlights is when we're doing an active study and we get an email from a patient or a patient's family member saying, thank you for the study. The intervention that I'm participating in, or the study that I'm participating in, has been really helpful for me. I've really learned something. Thank you for the work that you're doing. Those are really the best days for me.